Hey, how you doing there, young fella? Welcome to episode 29. I can't believe we're one episode away from putting this in the can and saying goodbye to steamed hams forever. I am gonna delete this character. No, I'm probably not gonna delete this character. I'm probably gonna pull this character out from time to time and just have some fun with it, because I am having a lot of fun with this character. It is fun for the most part. Not absolutely everything, but it is fun to invade with this character. I like this mid-level stuff. And we're not going to delete him. We're going to move on to some other projects that we've had to put aside. And I'm waving here to the dude up there, the Serpent Mage, who likes to chuck lightning at people like a jerk. Wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with the build. That was a great... It wasn't even a suggestion from Kolonichu. Dude, I don't know if that's how I say your name. I don't know how to say that. Kolonichu? I don't know what that is. And if I'm saying it wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. It sounds... The way I'm saying it is kind of like... I'm trying to pronounce it phonetically because I don't know any better. But what it sounds like to me is colon, which is your butt, eat you. So like colon eat you, like a butt eating you, or you know, colon eating something. And what does your butt eat? Well, usually your underpants. So, for all I know, the whole premise of this guy's name is, it came from a wedgie. I don't have that information, guys, and I'm not going to speculate any further, and I don't really want to say this. I don't want to feel like I have to say this, but, we're just telling jokes here. We're not trying to be offensive or anything. I can't imagine that was offensive, but I also have a problem with being... You're not going to believe this, but I have a problem with being offensive when I didn't intend to be offensive, so excuse me. Oh, listen to this. This was funny, and I hope you don't find this offensive. We fell on that guy's head, and it was funny. Okay, so just talking about the build a little bit. My experience with the build, I feel the character was, I don't want to say a great success. It had its shortcomings, for sure. It had its limitations, as all builds tend to do. This guy's never going to see his bloodstain again, by the way. But the whole point of this build was just something light, something easy to get into, something that's not super competitive, something that we can cut our teeth on PvP if we haven't really done that, or something that, maybe you're coming from something like a higher level PvP, and we haven't done mid-level before. This will give you a taste of mid-level, had you not had it. And like I've been saying, the whole point of this was to have... Look, did you see that unlocked casting? I was so impressed with this guy. I thought this was such a good fight. And that's not really even the point of this build either. The point is cheap invasion thrills. This is an invasion character. We're not serious with dueling. We are just trying to have some fun. We're just trying to go in, maybe, if you want, it depends on how you want to play. You've got all kinds of options here. Roll backstab. I had such a good fight with this guy. I won't shut up about it. I had to send the guy a message after saying, GG, you know, I had a blast. If you ever want to do any co-op or whatever, let me know. Because these are the fights that really stick out to me, and I really should have had that parry there. My timing was just no good. And I'm not even mad. The guy gave me a we well-wood-is-it each other at the beginning of this. That guy earned that every step of the way, and I loved that fight. For me, it's not really so much I win or I lose, whatever. I would rather have good fights and lose them all than have, you know, the typical. Okay, I don't want to say typical, but we've had quite a few of these. Like maybe you run in. Well, I'll reference our Chaos Rapier video, or that episode. Good parry by this guy. We'll return that parry with a parry, but as you know, and I messaged this guy saying no criticals allowed on any moving structure. He was a cool guy. We had a pretty good conversation. But I would rather lose every fight that I had, as long as it was a good fight, than have so many just meaningless, worthless 5 seconds it's over fights. I hate shit like that. But at the same time, for an invasion, that is your job as an invader. You are trying to get it over with as fast as you can. So I fall short of that sometimes. And I need to remind myself that, you know, I am invading here. It is an invasion. But that's kind of the beauty of this whole thing, too. And the beauty of Dark Souls. You can invade however you like. There was one clip that I had that I didn't show here. That I invaded a guy in Anor Londo who was shooting arrows at the Royal Sentinels just before... Excuse me, it is 10 after 11 here. I don't know if I'm going to make it tonight before 12. Just before the boss, Ornstein and Smo, and I was kind of goofing around with them, and, you know, I decided, I'm going to shoot those guys too, and of course I'm an invader. I'm on the same team as those Royal Sentinels, so it didn't, my arrows didn't do any damage. And just kind of goofing around, took my weapon off and whatever. Like, you can invade however you want. It's your game to win. It's your game to lose. I had to get smart against this guy. Just a pro tip for you guys: if you go up against a guy wearing all gold hemmed stuff and you're using a fire weapon, good luck doing any damage. We switched off to a lightning weapon, and then we were able to seal the deal. And you see a guy like this, gee, I wonder what he's going to do. But this brings up another point about the build, actually, which is if you want to be competitive in the dueling scene, you're going to want to bring something a little more than what we've got, than what we've kind of laid out here. 40, soul level 40, not a fuck of a lot in terms of vitality, endurance. When we had that conversation a couple videos back about, with that guy who took us to the cleaners 3 for 3, and he went over everything we did and said, yeah, you know, like in the first fight you did this wrong, and then in the second fight you did this right, but you did this wrong, and then in the third fight you did this wrong and you did this wrong, whatever. It's like, okay, dude, I mean, I'm an invader. I invaded. That was the point of the build. And if you want to, especially talking to you up-and-coming and new to PvP guys, you invade a guy like that, just, I'm not saying roll over and give it to him, but, you know, try your best, but don't be surprised if he wipes your ass with your own face, because those guys are just absolutely brutal. I mean, I feel like I don't really have what it takes to compete against those guys I don't care. I'm an invader. I do this to have some fun. I love the thrill of the random invasion. I prefer to have something like this, a fight that'll go on for a bit. Same with the guy with the claymore. I'm not very good against claymores tonight, it turns out. The guy in the Dark Moon Tomb area with the claymore wearing the... Well, the claymore wasn't wearing the crimson set. The guy was. But, like, I'd rather have a good fight that I lost than a short fight that I won. But at the same time, I'm just there to have fun. The guy hit me once, and it's over. That's not fun. That's not fun for me. I'm sure that's not fun for him either. Right? So... if you want to learn, you will learn. And this is a great platform to do it. But we don't want to be too serious either. We're not going to be super serious. You can be as serious as you'd like to be with a build like this. It's not intended to be serious. It is cheap thrills and invasion fun. And we've demonstrated many, many times that we can do that. This is a great opportunity for you new PvPers to cut your teeth and get your feet wet. Just like we've talked before. I'm really trying to sell this. I think anybody can step into this and have a good time. You're not always going to have a good time, but you can have a good time. You're going to go up against somebody like this. Somebody who's, you know, pretty passive, not attacking a whole lot. Yeah, and that's the fun of the random invasion as well. You never know what you're going to get. So I think if we look at what the build was supposed to be, I think it was a success, and I think we did pretty well with it. No, we didn't win them all. I am never gonna tell you that you're gonna win them all. I don't care what build you have. I am gonna tell you that you're not gonna win them all. So, plus another nice thing about the build was the kind of invasion coverage, excuse me, that we get from staying a lower level. I got the hiccups, excuse me. I think this guy was just trying to survive. I don't know what this guy was trying to do. It was kind of funny. And by the way, guys, I wanted to mention too, like, I have a real problem with anything worse than fast roll, right? So I'm wearing toilet paper and I have the wolf ring on so that I may fast roll. Oh, this was another beauty right here. Check this out. You're gonna love this. This is exactly okay, let's just keep going. So I prefer to fast roll. You don't have to copy my build. My build is a general guideline. All I'm going to say about this one is thank God the guy buffed first. Thank God. Because otherwise, who knows what would have happened, right? So my build is just such a general guideline. You don't have to fast roll. You don't even have to medium roll. You could fat roll. You could put on full Havels and just tank hits. And you know, maybe I could try that for the next episode. I really hate it if I have to do if I can't fast roll. I absolutely hate it. But you know, the world is your oyster. You've got a ton of options with this build. You can do it any way you like. I think I am going to try that next episode tomorrow for the final episode. We'll do a fatty episode and see how that goes. Anyway, Stay tuned for more yapping and babbling and rambling in tomorrow's episode, and that's going to be our final episode, the season finale. I'd like to know what you think about the build and how your builds are going, and I'd like to thank you very much for watching. We're going to throw in the can tonight, and until tomorrow, I'll see your fine ass, and no funny stuff or I'll do the job.